Hey family, Chauncey Pham here, Dallas Fort Worth Realtor with Family Realty Group, and it's 2019. I'm back for my first vlog of the year. Super excited to go over just a lot of stuff. Like, I haven't vlogged in forever. Don't kill me, I know, sorry. I've been MIA, bad girl, but I had a lot going on in 2018. Sold my old house, bought a new house. The house was a fixer, been renovating, still not done. I don't know if you can see behind me, but like, I don't even have plate switches on my plugs and on my light switches. It's a whole ass mess. But working on all of that and working through all of that, still out here selling, have the brokerage, have some agents on board, actually have an agent in Austin, just a lot going on. But the first vlog of the year is gonna be totally unrelated to all the crazy stuff that I have going on in my life. I'm actually really focused this year on bringing value to the buyer, to the seller, and just bringing some really good content to you guys that you can use and that you'll think about whenever you go through the process of buying or selling a home, whether you use me or someone else. And hopefully this information you can use and apply going forward. So today's vlog in particular, so vlog number 1 of the year, is gonna be a very important topic. I would say it's like one of the most important topics when it comes to buying or selling a home. And I'm gonna touch on 2 different perspectives of it. So what I'm wanting to talk about is negotiations. So negotiations. Everyone wants to talk about how they're like a master negotiator and I'm the best realtor for you to get the job done and negotiate. So I really want to touch on what that looks like and some really like poor practices that I've been seeing. I guess I wouldn't call it poor practices, but just like shenanigans from people that I really just kind of want to call out. I'm probably gonna say some stuff that a lot of realtors want to say. That's what I do, is just kind of say the shit that other people don't want to say. But it's something that I need for everyone to take into consideration when you're on either side of the transaction, to make sure that the transaction runs smoothly and so that you can manage your expectations. Okay, so first I'm actually gonna talk to sellers. Hold on, let me get my glasses because I can't see nothing. Trying to be cute for this vlog and I can't see nothing. Okay, cool. So sellers. So we're gonna talk about negotiating and kind of how this goes, and something that happens a lot in transactions that I think is a really poor decision. Now I'm gonna preface everything that I have to say with, of course, your agent, whether it's me or someone else, cannot dictate to you as the seller or as the buyer an offer to make on a property or an offer to actually accept on a property. But here goes a story that happens all the time. I don't know why this happens, but I really want to kind of like preach against doing this, guys. I just don't think it's very smart. So let's say you, Mr. Seller, have decided that you want to sell your house. There's a particular number that you need in order for this transaction to work for you financially. And that number, you know, you've given to your agent has run a net sheet. So for those of you that don't know what we typically do. So let's just say seller Sam wants to sell his house. Seller Sam wants to sell his house for $300,000. And when he walks away from this sale, he needs money to put into the next home. So he has a bottom line number that he needs to make. So a net sheet is something that realtors run. When a seller gives us a number that they want to sell their home for, we plug it into this worksheet. It works up all of the fees that are associated with selling the home. So the taxes and the HOA transfer and paying realtor fees. And it deducts all of those fees from the actual sell price so that the seller understands exactly what they're going to walk away with after their loan is paid off, after all the fees are paid, blah, blah, blah. So your net proceeds on the transaction. So let's say Sam, the seller, wants to sell his house for $300,000. His realtor has plugged into the net sheet all of the deductions that are going to come from the price of that sale, and he knows he's going to walk away with $120,000, whatever. He's ecstatic, right? That's great. That's the exact number that he wants. So he decides, let's do this. Let's go on and put this house on the market for $300,000. Now, in true fashion, Chauncey the realtor puts the home on the market, does some good marketing on it, drives lots of traffic to the house, and boom, day 1 on the market, he gets a full price offer for $300,000. Guys, I can't tell you that what I'm about to tell you has happened so many times to me, and it's very difficult to kind of work through as an agent. So you get the offer that you want. You have a product, which is your house. You put a price to it. Your realtor gets that price for you on day 1, and what do you say? Wow, I got the offer that I wanted on day one, what if I don't take it? What if we just like wait it out and see if we can get a better offer?
Oh, hell no.
Okay, so couple of problems with that. Again, I can't tell you what to take and what not to take. But if you have determined that the sell price that you have put, the price tag that you put on your house is the number that you need to make whatever goals that you're trying to achieve happen, and your realtor puts that house on the market and gets you exactly that, it is a good buyer. They're conventional. They're putting down 20%. Hell, they're cash even. And that number is achieved. I understand that human nature is always to get something better, right? It's some of you guys probably looking at this blog right now and you're married, but you're thinking, maybe I shouldn't have married him or her. Like, maybe if I would have waited, something better could have came along. I get it. That's how we roll. But in these types of transactions, not really necessarily a smart thing. There's this rapper that I know some of you guys probably don't know. His name's Devin the Dude. Okay, he's like the best rapper in the South, most underrated rapper ever. And he's got this song, and some of you guys probably know where I'm going with this. I actually listen to hip hop, but he doesn't necessarily use the word money that I'm about to throw in here. But he has this saying where he says like, you don't want to give up your for show money trying to get some more money and end up with no money. Okay. That's what y'all do when you do that. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've had sellers that turn down the offer that they wanted, like the number that they wanted for their house, in hopes of getting a better offer. And then a month later, the house is still sitting on the market because they haven't got another offer, and then they've got to lower the price. So you've got to be smart when doing that on the seller side, guys. If you put your house on the market, you put a price tag on it and you get it, it's probably smart to take it. Like, how would you feel if you went to Walmart, picked up a tool set that you wanted? It's a brand new tool set. They just put out on the shelves. You pick it up, get to the counter, and the cashier's like, oh, you bought this tool set at $100? We just put it on the shelf? Hell, if you bought it for $100, maybe we can get $150 for it. Not selling it to you. Guys, come on. Like, you just can't do that. Okay, it's just not smart. So again, just to kind of summarize that, in my whole trend here that I'm seeing with sellers is, if you put a price tag to your property, you get an offer for that price tag. It is a good, viable buyer. The terms of the contract are good. Your realtor has done everything that they need to do, marketed the property, got lots of people in, got you an offer. Just because that offer came quickly doesn't necessarily mean that something better is out there waiting. Second thing, from the buyer perspective. So now we're gonna shift. So negotiations, again, we're just talking about offers and how they come in and things that may happen. On the buy side, guys, it is so important to take your realtor's advice into consideration. Again, you can offer $5 for a house that they have on the market for $500,000, and I have to write it up and I've got to present it. People probably won't respond to you. Nonetheless, I mean, it's an offer. It's what you want to offer for that property. But there are a couple of things that you should take into consideration when you're putting an offer. So now our market has shifted at most price points at this point to being more of a buyer's market, where buyers have a little bit of say-so. You can ask for some stuff. There's some negotiating room. But be mindful of the fact that these people don't know you. They don't know you. So while you may have a lot of things going on right now in your life, you may be breaking your lease to buy this house. You may be pulling money out of a 401k to buy this house. You may be borrowing money from family, friends and family, to get this house, you know, closed and to make this purchase. There could be just tons of things going on in your life. And when you make your offer, you've got to understand that the seller has the same amount of stuff going on in theirs. And they have a price on that house, typically for a reason. And if your realtor has run the numbers, they've run the comps, they've analyzed it, the house has only been on the market for a short amount of time. Okay, these are all things that you've got to consider when you make your offer. So you can't get mad and take it personally if a seller doesn't give you exactly what you want, because you feel like they should understand what you have going on in your life if you're not really taking into consideration that they have stuff going on too. So the big takeaway on that, just on the buy side, is it is a very, very stressful time in your life. And you're probably pulling all types of shenanigans to make this transaction work, right? You found your dream home. This is the house. This is it. This is what you want to buy. But you have certain numbers that you need to make the transaction work. Just don't forget that on the other side of the coin, the seller also has a reason why that price point is the way that it is. Now, you don't know. They may have a second mortgage out on the house, pay for their kids' college they've got to pay off. But you don't know. You can't count their coins just like they can't count yours. So don't take it personally if a seller doesn't take your offer because of your personal circumstances and you just feel like you are entitled to, like, well, why won't they give me that much money in closing cost? Or why won't they just give it to me for $7,000 off the price? It's just $7,000. Well, that's not your $7,000, it's theirs. So just understand that it's business. It's not personal. They're not always just being jerks because they don't like you and they just don't want to take your offer. You've just got to consider that on both sides of the coins, negotiations happen for a reason so that both principals in a transaction can meet somewhere with common ground and make it happen. And I've seen just an increased amount of buyers that, you know, put in offers, and then when the seller actually counter offers their offer, like, they're almost offended, like, oh my God, like you didn't take my offer. Like, I offered you something. Why didn't you take my offer? And I think some of it is also ego. I want buyers to make sure that they're not losing out on their dream homes because they want to win. I see that often where it's not even necessarily the price or the seller concessions or the terms of the transaction that bother the buyer. It's just the fact that their ego is upset that the seller had the audacity not to take it. I see it over and over and over. And guys, you've just got to remember that both people in the transaction, all the parties in the transaction, are trying to achieve a goal. And so you've got to meet somewhere in the middle to get that. And I just don't want buyers to lose sight of what the end game is because of ego. And I do think that oftentimes it gets the best of us, right? Like, you've saved up money, you're a stable buyer, you've gotten your credit where it needs to be, and I found this property. Yeah, it's yours, but like, I want it, I've got the money, I'm trying to give you $300,000, and you have the audacity not to take my $295 just because I don't give you that extra $5,000. Like, you just don't know what their case is. So just don't take it personally when they counter offer. Work with your realtor, who is going to work with the listing agent on negotiating and trying to come to common ground so that everyone can be happy and walk away with what they want. The seller gets what they want, buyer gets the house, which is what they want. Everyone's happy and the terms are there. So that's just kind of a little something that I've been observing that's been happening on the sell side, on the buy side. Again, sellers that are putting a price tag to a product, getting that price tag, still wanting to get more. Buyers that are making offers on properties, kind of taking it a little bit personally because they've got some things going on in their lives that they are doing to make this transaction happen. And they just want the seller to take their offer. And if they don't, then they're almost offended by it. And guys, you just can't do that. So just work with your realtor. It's okay. Like, we're used to it. We see this all the time. We're used to putting in offers and then people, you know, counter. It's all right. We work through it and we can hopefully get you what you want and negotiate through it. So that's the first vlog of 2019. Just wanted to bring a little bit of value, something for you to think about in transactions. If you guys have any questions, please leave them below. As always, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell button too, so that I can bug you and spam you with email notifications every time I put up a new video. And then don't forget to follow me on Facebook. Tagline is Chauncey the Realtor. And on Instagram at estate_chick_real. Talk to you guys soon. Toodles. Be back next week. Like and subscribe. 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 Like and subscribe.